Welcome to Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits Reviews. I've just done a King Goblin review and it's up there, you know, top of the range. Let me just move the bottle. So, what have I done with the bottle? Oh no. That's it. Good, it's drunk already. But anyway, this is Hen's Tooth. First time I seen it I thought, ooh, by Morland. What is it, like a stronger version of Old Speckled Hen? And I thought, ooh. Now look, bottle conditioned strong ale. I thought, oh, you've got to try this. And this is another one of my favourite beers. It's 6.5% in volume. It's bottle conditioned, which means with bottle conditioned beers, and I find that you're better leaving it as long as you can to get to the end of its best before date. And I don't know how it says it on here, can't find it. October 2019, so this is, wow, you know, a massive date on it. Let me read you the bump from the website. And I am baking because it is 88 degrees in here, and this is my beer room. It's insulated, but it's that bloody insulated that the heat's staying in, it won't go out. Right. Right, on the website. It looks like Greene King own Morland, which is surprising because on the website it points me to Greene King. So 6.5% ABV, a quite unique, strong bottle conditioned ale with an original gravity of 1059, full of flavour and character, with a richly malted aroma and a nice smooth finish. From a blend of pale ale and crystal malts, this is a rich and satisfying beer with a good presentation. A strongish beer in terms of alcohol, but there's no bite from this Hen's Tooth. So to me, I think it's like a reserve version of Old Speckled Hen. I'm just going to find you a few reviews. Right, here's a decent review. This is Old Speckled Hen's big sister. My first glance of a big strong bitter in a flint glass bottle set me looking for some freshness faults, and I surely did find a few. Nonetheless, this is my sort of beer. Wit large, whatever that means, I don't know. It poured into my pint beautifully clear with a fat huge head that settles down to a 1/4 inch cap and holds it. Beautiful deep amber hue. The aroma is what I expect, but in this case with more than a touch of oxidisation. This bottle has of course travelled across the pond, so this bloke's in America, and sat for heaven only knows in my local beer shop waiting for me to come to rescue it. Oh, what a patriot, hey. That aroma of a sweet malt and earthy, I want to guess maybe Challenger hops, is numbed and tainted a bit with that distraction, but augmented a bit with a puff of alcohol. This is a nicely mouth-filling ale that pleases every bit of the mouth, the nose and the throat. Rich, full body with a moderately hefty maltiness, a good element of caramel sweetness, and all balanced by a hefty hop backbone. It goes down smooth and easy, leaving you chewing the afterglow and readying for more. But don't be too anxious. It's 6.5%. This isn't exactly the same again session beer you enjoyed in your last pub visit, and that's, you know, it's key to remember that if you drink too many 7%ers and 6%ers, you're going to get battered earlier. Bottom line, I suspect this bottle conditioned real ale was a prize winner back in Suffolk when it first went into its bottle. But even with big ABV and reasonably big IBU, it just hasn't travelled all that well. So let me go see my favourite publican can figure out how to get hold of a cask. Yeah, usually no. Right, another review. This is a 4 out of 5 review. Looks brilliant, deep copper capped by a 2 inch on a bloody glass. Cream to tan layer of foam that drops to 1/2 inch moderately fast and then stays producing a light lace. Moderately low aromas of malt, treacle, nuts, Light fruit, spice and dank wood rise from the glass. You know, some of these people, you know, they've either got, you know, fantastic smells coming to their nose, or they're absolutely full of what comes out your backside. Taste. The flavours are moderate to moderately low, starting light, sweet, leading to a crisp, weak, black tea bitter finish. Malt flavours of grain, nuts and treacle are medium to medium low. Hints of peach are in the background. The bitterness is moderate to moderately high. Alcohol is barely noticeable. Medium body and medium low carbonation. The balance leans ever so slightly to the malt. Good but not outstanding British strong ale. So, you know, with all ales and with all reviews, you know, the best person to do the review is yourself. You know, you look at reviews online, you think, why this bloke's gave this a 4 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. But you know, as with all reviews, I am not you, you are not me, and it's always good to remember that. Anyway, let's crack this open. So straight away, it sprayed it all down my TV, which isn't good. Oh. And I've smelt a lot of old speckled hen over the years, and yeah, that smell is just like a stronger version of old speckled, and old speckled's about 5%. So here goes the pour. I've used this glass already tonight. Bless me. Right, here we go. So you obviously spilled a bit on the floor. Sacrilege. So like they say, it's got a 2-inch head on it. And you know, I haven't poured that much out from the bottle. So, good head for starters. Good carbonation, or lacing as other people say. I prefer carbonation, you know. And it looks like it's going to be one of them that does go down reasonably quick. It just smells like old speckled hen. And old speckled hen's 5%. This is 6.5%. So it's like old speckled hen with a bit of something extra. And I've got to remember that, you know, not all adults watch these channels, so I don't start bringing out any swear words or like that. So got to be careful. Don't upset the YouTube. Oh. For bottle conditioned ales, sometimes if you've tasted bottle conditioned ales in the past, I do apologise because I've got hay fever, and them 2 bouts of sneezing has blocked my nose. But anyway, bottle conditioned ales sometimes, some with some real ales it doesn't happen, but with some it does. With pedigree, bottle conditioned improves it. I've tasted some from real ale shops, bottle conditioned beers, and they taste wank, you know. The taste is disgusting, you know. You drink it, you think, I've paid £3 for this bottle, or more, excess of £3, and it's just not a nice tasting beer at all. And this, to me, is similar to that King Goblin that I brewed, that I've just reviewed. This is old speckled hen, to me anyway, but on steroids. It's like, you know, the alcohol content is bumped up. It's obviously bottle conditioned, so you know, it's 6.5% to me is like a rough guide. The longer you leave it in the bottle, the stronger it'll be. There's no science. I mean, you know, for me, if you was to put the old hydrometer in, I think it's the hydrometer anyway. Yeah, put the hydrometer in. It might be stronger than what it says it is. You know, that's the beauty, I suppose, of bottle conditioned. You know, still carbonating, still a nice head. Yeah, like that. The reviews that I read off there, off the laptop, the review said it goes down to an half-inch head, and absolutely spot on reviews. Oh, I do apologise. I've just drank King Goblin, and this is the second one, and it is going to my head. So, taste. Flavours are moderate to moderately low. Grain, nuts and treacle. I'm definitely getting obviously the malt. Nuts. Yeah, you're getting some nuts in it. I'm not so thinking about treacle. So if you're an old speckled fan and you've never tried this, step up. You know, this is worth, you know, that little bit of, you know, trying it. You know, it's, oh, and that is only so much of the bottle. I'm going to be battered before I even finish this review. So, and again, massive head on it. You know, poured the bottle. I put it on the side, and this is one of them that no matter how good a pourer you are, you're never going to get a flat head on it. You know, I mean, some beers, I've poured some beers where you pour them and there's no head, and then you read reviews and it says, oh yeah, it's got a good head on it, and you're thinking, what bloody head? So then you finish off the bottle and then you try and, you know, and the head actually comes in the end. But this beer, you pour it from the side as carefully as you can, and it's, you know, still a decent head, still going down to that half-inch. You know, that's what it's going to end up at. Oh, and it's strong. Yeah, 6.5%. I mean, I've just had a 6.6%. This is 6.5. It's not. It's a bit lighter. You know, it's like a more of an amber colour to it. Maybe I shouldn't have drank 2 strong beers straight after each other's. Hey, so. Like I say, if you are an old speckled hen fan, and Morland makes some fantastic beers. Old hoppy hen, old nutty hen. I love that nutty hen. There's old speckled, old crafty hen. I've got a bottle of that somewhere around. Here we go. Old crafty, 6.5%. Oh, another beaut. And then I've also got old speckled. And this was only first brewed in 1979. So, you know, some of the beers we're drinking these days, they weren't brewed that long ago, really. No, especially to someone who's 47. So, it is an exceptional beer. You know, you're not going to drink many of these. You know, I mean, I've had a pedigree tonight, earlier, and then I've just had King Goblin, which, you know, outstanding beer. This, it is up in the category, and it's not just because of the, you know, the alcohol content. But, you know, its taste, you know, it's, some beers are too hard to put into, to describe, you know. I mean, I've tasted, the first time I tasted, Champion Ale. Can't see it. Can't see the bottle. But first time I tasted Champion Ale, which is 7.3%, which is one of the strongest beers, didn't like it. And then as your taste buds change, and your taste buds do change on beers, you get used to different beers. And you know, what was horrible to you tastes better. So, you know, you evolve. So anyway, before I rabble on too much, because I'm looking at the time and it's already on 15 minutes for a beer review, which is, you know, whew. Don't review beers when you've already had a couple. So, out of 5, I'm going to give it a strong 4.7. On the beers I've reviewed so far, this is number 2. It is, you know, it's one of them beers, you know, some beers, you'll get that and you're whoosh, and it's gone. And you're on to the next beer. You've not tasted it, you've not experienced it. And it's all about experiencing beers, especially if you pay £5 for a pint of it, you know. You want to be, you know, getting something out of it. This is one of them beers you're going to get something out of. I mean, I've drank a cherry beer from Mapley Top. There's a pub up there, Castle Rock Pub. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. And I got a pint, and I'm going down that pint. And the more I go down the pint, I can feel myself getting absolutely bladdered. I'd already had some by this stage, obviously. But as I'm going down the pint, I can feel myself, and I'm thinking, bloody hell. And it was something daft, like £7 for a pint. You know, it was ridiculously expensive. Oh, and to think this was on a 4 for £6 deal. I mean, you know, we never want Scotland's daft alcohol rules applying to England, you know, frightening. If you think that a bottle of your basic cider from Sainsbury's is, say, something daft like £3 a bottle now, under those rules that Scotland are bringing in, that bottle, it's priced, you know, for the alcohol content, basically, you know, it'll be, I've read an article where it's going from, where it would go from £3 to £9. £9 for a 3 litre bottle of basics. I mean, you'd be thinking, you're looking at the supermarket, I'm not paying £9 for that stuff, you know. And to beat alcohol content, you know, it's all right, but the Scottish have got the ways around it. At the moment they come into England, they'll drive down the road and then to Carlisle and just go and buy all the beer there, and then go back up and laughing at the Scottish government, thinking, yeah. Anyway, last drop. So, before I get too off the key, awesome beer. I mean, you look at that. That was from the bottom of the bottle, and you've got a good half-inch head on there, and there's only a drop in the glass. And so, good luck to England tonight. Let's hope we beat the Belgium. I mean, let's hope we win this World Cup. We're due a win. We've got a team. If they play like they can play, we can win it. There's no doubts about it. We can win the World Cup. You've got a lot of teams playing rubbish. We've played pretty decent from the start. We've played 2 teams that cheated like hell. So we deserve a win. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that was perfection. And never drink 2 strong beers on a row because I feel battered. Thanks for watching.